Hello, good evening all, and welcome to a very special edition of Calendar Sport. Now, this is a night that we remember Leeds United. Now, no, it's certainly not an obituary. It is, in fact, a unique opportunity to get together once again the Leeds United side, which for a decade or so, under the guidance of the boss, were feared by all comers. A team criticised by many, labelled bridesmaids by some, but a side which was consistently vying for all the top home and European honours. Well, I suppose it was probably a bit optimistic to think we could get all the old squad rounded up now that they're scattered all over the country. But with us tonight is the boss himself, Don Revie, and his inseparable trainer-coach, Les Cocker. And in a 4-4-3 formation, the past and present members of the side. And sitting next to me, Martin Tyler, Yorkshire Television's football commentator. And so, Don, as you sit here in the studio and look at them all over there, what are your feelings as you see them now?
Well, the way you set them up was the formation there with Gary in goal in the back four and the midfield three and the front three. And I think there's Terry Yorth, Alan Clark and Johnny Giles to arrive. I think they only come once in a lifetime, as Alan Clark has said, and as many people have said. And it was my great honour to be associated with them for so long.
Yeah, Les Cocker, you yourself have been connected with the team for, 20 years or so. What do you feel as you see the lads there? Because you'll have seen a lot of these people come as young boys, of course.
Switching midfield, the one in the middle, put him on the right. Put Paul Medley in the centre. First side. I'd back that against anybody.
Don, when in 1974 they asked you to become manager of England, what sort of torment, because I'm sure it must have been torment, what sort of torment did you go through during the days when you had to make that decision?
Yes, it was, because I had one burning ambition in life to try and win the European Cup. We failed against Celtic. And I felt that the side was possibly ready again to another crack at it. And they went to the cup final, lost in Paris, unfortunately. But that was the big wrench that I was torn between, was having to go to the European Cup and leaving the players, of course, because they'd stuck by me a long time and had this decision to make. And in life, sometimes you've got to make decisions that don't please you inside all the time. But I felt I wanted to have a go at the England job, and that's what I've done.
I mean, you see, they're all your family, aren't they? I mean, but yet you were called the boss. I mean, were you the father? Were you the boss? Were you their employer? Were you their dad?
I don't know. I tried to be one of many things because they helped to make me what I am today in Les and the Leeds United Football Club. Without players, a manager is helpless. You can get them so far, and you can organise them so far. But they had special talent that's only brought into a football club, as I've said, once in a lifetime.
Was this family attitude something which you consciously set out to create when you became a manager? Or did it just sort of happen because of the combination of all the boys coming together and their relationship with you?
No, I think that when I was a player, I played for 5 clubs, and I think there's only the first club I played for, Leicester City. That was Mayfield part of the club. Other clubs I played for, I think you're only a number, and nobody took a real interest in your family or what was happening to you. You trained and you played, and I tried to create a family spirit right from the off.
I seem to look at those disappointments because there must have been tears. Many times. I remember in '73. Big Jack, Norman, Bill and myself left in my bedroom at about 4:30 in the morning, crying our eyes out with the Sunderland match. Jack didn't play in that one, but we were also disappointed. But the great thing about them, they were good professionals, they were keen, they would train hard, they wanted to learn all the time. Absolutely magnificent side, and nobody can ever take it away from them as far as I'm concerned. It's sad times, but happy times as well, and we'll be talking about the happy times in part 2, because at this point it says time for the half-time whistle. But do join us again in just a couple of minutes when we'll continue remembering Leeds United.
M405, part 2, take 1.
Have you felt this criticism there personally?
Yeah, I think we were a little bit hard and a little bit enthusiastic, and well, we can't be too enthusiastic. But we wanted to get out of the second division, we wanted to do well. And I felt that Big jacketed on there when I said that they're the most professional outfit in the business. And I said that in about 64, 65. And that word, they didn't take the word right, because professionalism meant that they wanted to train hard, they wanted to live right, they wanted to improve themselves, they wanted to be the best side in the world. And everybody didn't realise all the things the word professional covers. And everybody thought that meant that word. It was hard, they would kick people and they would brush people to one side just for sheer power. And nobody gave them the credit for the tremendous ability that was in the side.
Jack Charlton, Big Jack, what do you think about Don? Anything that you would like to say to Don now that you daren't say to him when you were a youngster all those years ago?
Not in public.
I think what he did was he created an atmosphere of honesty. You know, you could always trust him, and if he said he would get you something, he got it. If he said you would do something, he would shift heaven and earth to get it. And I don't remember anyone ever catching him out in a lie, which was a great lesson to me anyway. You know, because if you ever catch anybody out in a lie, you tend not to trust them anymore. But I think we had a basis of trust all the way through them years, which
I look forward. Yeah, I think you've always got to look forward in this game.
I mean, Don, you look forward as well, I suppose, obviously, because you're a man with a lot on your mind. At the same time, we've been looking back tonight. Do you ever see yourself in a situation of a father figure again in command of such a fine body of men, sort of thing, that you really love? I think you do love them, don't you?
Yes, I did. I'd love to think that they were all Englishmen and all about 25-year-old. I'd think I'd be able to say here and now that we will be going to the Argentine. That's how much confidence I had in them. No one knows what's going to happen in football. I've had rough rides since I took the England job, but in life, if you can't take the rough with the smooth, then you shouldn't be there, because you can't have smooth all your life. And I used to say to them when they were playing, you can't go to every match and knock it about and play all the great football. Some matches you've got to go out and battle and fight and drive yourself through situations. Sometimes you've got to play in mud and sleet and rain. And this was the great thing. They could adapt and do many, many things. But
you said all these marvellous things about them. But look, I mean, could anyone else have done this? If there'd been another manager here for the time you'd been here, could another manager have achieved what you've achieved, given the fact that all these chaps would have been there?
Well, I don't know. I don't know whether another manager had gone out and possibly signed some of them as schoolboys. I don't know whether some of them managers have gone out and paid a record transfer fee for Alan Clark and gone and signed Mick Jones and Johnny Giles and Bobby Collins. No one knows that, but I think any manager who have had them once they were all there hadn't got to be managed. They all had wonderful football brains and ability, and they just had to play. We just had to keep them on the rails. It's an amazing thing. Liverpool have been up there 15, 16 years. Leeds have been up there 11, 12, possibly 13 years now. And we never changed the training programme very, very much at all, right throughout all the years. The pre-season training and the training throughout the week never changed. I was talking to Kevin Keegan, and he said their training hasn't changed all the time he's been at Liverpool. He said they do the same things every day. I said, well, it hasn't been bad, has it? I said, it's been fairly successful at Liverpool, and it's successful at Leeds. So why change something that's good and that they know what they're doing? You look for new ideas, but your general training programme, no.
Nearly getting relegated and had the courage to play Gary Sprake, Norman Hunter, Rod Johnson, and about 4 young boys, Paul McReaney, and a situation where we could have gone into the 3rd division at that time took a great deal of courage, and it worked. And they went from strength to strength on that basis ever since. So really, I don't think anybody would have ever done the job like he did. No, I'm sure they wouldn't.
Don, it's been obvious tonight that you've taught Leeds United a lot, but I wonder what Leeds United taught you.
Well, I think I go down on my knees every night and thank God that Leeds United gave me the chance to be manager, and I was lucky enough to have the staff and players around about me that I had. And it's educated my 2 kids, and else United have a decent living. These things I thank God every night for. Leeds United, I don't know, I think it taught me about management and about people and about handling people and getting the best out of people. Many, many things I owe to Leeds United.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, we'd love to, of course, go into extra time, but I'm afraid that is the final whistle. So we must give our thanks to Don Revie and to Les Cocker, and of course the players of Leeds United. Leeds, of course, good luck to England and Don in the forthcoming home series and then the World Cup qualifying games. Thanks especially to all the players who have come a long distance to be here in the studio tonight. So from all of us in the studio on this very special occasion, good night.
And we play all the way for Leeds United. Ellen Road is the only place for us. With heart and soul for the goal that's clearly sighted. We're out to toast each other from that silver cup.